It's been a little over 2 weeks since the release of 2024 Leaf Metal Legends Wrestling, and today I am ripping a full personal case of the product in search of a Dwayne The Rock Johnson autograph.
You think you're just gonna go one-on-one with the great one just because you want to?
Afterwards, we're going to discuss the singles market for this one and see if the highly anticipated product has lived up to the hype. Let's get into it. What's going on, wrestling fans? RGL here on the road to Wrestlemania, and today I'm ripping my personal case of Leaf Metal Legends Wrestling. This one is expensive to make, so if you guys are new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. As always, I do appreciate a like on my content. This product was delayed a few times, and it was one of the highly anticipated wrestling releases of 2023, and then of 2024 once it got pushed to the next year. And with the lull in WWE products that we had at the end of 2023 from Panini, this one was highly desirable, featuring the first autographs of Dwayne Johnson The Rock in over 20 years. I have reviewed this product on this channel in the past. That was a provided box from Leaf to do a review on the product for y'all. We gave all those cards away. This one is my personal case, and I intentionally did this one a couple of weeks after the release date of the product because I wanted to do kind of a retrospective of this one and discuss some of the singles market for the product, and not just like the high-end stuff, but also hit every level to see whether or not the price on this one is justified, whether or not the product lived up to the hype. These are coming in at $475 to $500 a box, so $1,500, about $1,400. You can usually find a case for about $14. And for that, you get 21 cards and 3 autographs. So the main chase of this product is the Super Prismatics, aka Super Fractors, gold vinyl design. And then also the Dwayne The Rock Johnson autographs, who has not had autographs in 20 years. Normally, I do a whole lot of talking at the start of a video, but not today, because today we're going to rip and then we're going to talk about the product, because I do have a laundry list of singles that have sold since this product released, and we are going to talk about all of those today. But before we do any of that, we are just going to rip a full case of this one. There's always that one box that doesn't want to come out. So $475 a box, and yeah, so this one is pricey, and that was an eye-popping number to a lot of people. Spoiler alert, Impeccable, which releases on the 29th of this month, is going to be about double that. So unfortunately, with the popularity in wrestling cards rising, that also means that the prices are going up. But this one is one of the first ones that has Rock autographs, and you know what? One of the ones that I was really looking forward to. One of the common complaints that I've heard about this product since we started doing it in our breaks and since its release is that only 6 wrestlers were featured in the product, and I can kind of see that. Now, I understand why they did that, and by the way, the wrestlers, if you're not familiar with this product and didn't watch my review, the wrestlers are The Rock, Stone Cold, Cena, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and also MJF from AEW. He has been the one that they have complained about the most, actually, is, ooh, I see a gold, ooh, is that our auto? I saw a little leprechaun in here. So 2 biggest complaints about this product before we start. That only 6 wrestlers. There's also 3 celebrities as well, I believe. And then also the other complaint is just a lot of one-on-ones, which has been one of my complaints as well. I would like to see less one-on-ones coming out of Leaf. We're going to kick it off with the guy everybody complains about. Why is MJF on the product? He's not a legend. No, he is absolutely on his way to being a legend. 2 of 3 on the MJF 1990. Hogan on the red cracked ice. That is 6 of 6. Cena on the green lava. We are going to be talking about some of the singles prices of these green lavas later on in the video. That is numbered to 5. A Steve Austin red cracked ice once again. And I really like this next card. I actually don't know what it's numbered to, but this is one of my very favorite cards in the product right here. Dwayne Johnson. I love this design behind it, kind of the rainbow splash. I'm actually not sure the name, but is that a 1 of 1? That is a 2 of 2. That's a 2 of 2 right there on the Dwayne. We have a 1 of 1 right here because I saw it, and that is a mythical leprechaun, super prismatic of Ric Flair. I will be discussing these later on in the video as well. That is a 101. And our auto is MJF, the biggest heel in the product. He is the guy that, in our breaks at least, nobody wants him. Nobody watches AEW, and AEW has been on a tear lately. I know WWE has killed it for the past, let's say, year or longer. The storylines have been awesome. Road to WrestleMania, the build-up has been great, but AEW is doing some great things over there. Got the boss, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. Will Ospreay has been awesome so far. And it's been a good time to be a wrestling fan, even if you are not an AEW fan. Obviously, WWE killing it. But if you're a fan of both, it's no better time to be a wrestling fan. All right, box number 2, MJF auto to lead it off. I would love to just see, honestly, if we're not going to get a Rock auto, and they are very tough to get, perusing the checklist, you should hit a Rock auto once in every 30 to 33 boxes is what I think some people who broke the math down on the product and did like a full deep dive of the checklist. Rock has the least amount of autos out of all the other wrestlers, so you should see one Rock every 10 cases, which gives us about a 10% chance to hit a Rock auto, which isn't good. It isn't good, but it's better than nothing, I guess. It's tough, but he is the guy who is selling for the most money. He is the guy everybody wants. And unfortunately, it's not like all 6 wrestlers are even and, you know, you have an equal chance. It is just not the case. Ric Flair, and that's why Rock stuff does command a premium in this product, to 5. We have a John Cena to 5, a little t-shirt color match, I guess you can call that, 5 of 5. Steve Austin on the red shimmer, and that is going to be 1 of 7. Ric Flair, woo! A little Ric Flair action right there. 1 of 10. You got Dwayne Johnson on the green, and that is going to be numbered 7 of 8. I think we got a Hogan auto. I see Hogan behind him. That's going to be a mythical Hogan auto. So a couple of 101s. MJF, 1 of 1, and that is going to be an acetate. I actually think I own another one of the 101 acetates of MJF. So I guess I'm going for the collection or the rainbow. And then how about a Hulk Hogan? It has been a Leprechaun, Lucky Leprechauns kind of case. Hogan, 1 of 1 Leprechaun mythical auto, super prismatic mythical. Not my favorite photo of him. That is NWO era Hogan. Not my favorite photo of him in the product. But hey, I'm not gonna complain about a Hogan super prismatic. Of all of the 101s in the product, like the acetate 101s, for example, the ones that are selling for the best, the most desirable ones are the super prismatics. That's what Leaf calls their super fractor. But as you know, if you've collected baseball or if you've collected any Topps products, call it a gold vinyl, call it a super prismatic, but it is really a super fractor. That's what I want to call it in my heart. We all know it's a super fractor. I don't know if that's a trademark term or not. All right, we have one more box to go. If we pulled a Rock auto or a dual auto in this, it would easily be the best case of this that I have personally ripped. I think we've done about 5 cases of this product in our breaks. We've done full case random hits. We've splashed it in with like Elite and Select in some of our standard first name letter style breaks for WWE. And yeah, let's see if we can not spoil the auto on the back. And this is going to be our final box. We're going to kick it off with Ric Flair to 5. 5 of 5 on that one. Got MJF. And that's to 7. Hogan on the blue lava, and that is going to be numbered 5 of 8. Stone Cold on the Pro Wrestling Periodical, and that is going to be numbered 1 of 3. John Cena, and I see a gold vinyl. That might be better than our auto right there. That might be better than our auto. I see green on our auto, so our auto is not going to be a 101, and I think the Rock autos are all 101, so this should not be the Rock. It is Ric Flair, and I think that's numbered to 5. 4 of 5. And I'm really hoping, because we did not get a Rock auto in this case, I'm really hoping that this is the Rock right here on this gold vinyl. Once again, super prismatic gold vinyl, super fractor, whatever you want to call it. This is the most preferred 101s. Wow.
Professional wrestling is cool.
Wow. No Rock auto, but that is a consolation prize if I have ever seen one. Dwayne Johnson Super Prismatic 1990 insert. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, that is awesome. That is the one. If you get one-on-ones, you want that one. Look at they're both one-on-ones, but not all one-on-ones are created equal, as you can see right there. Yeah, that is the one. That is the card. That is easily the best card in the case right there, and that is one of the best cards that we have pulled. We've pulled some super prismatic autos. I believe we pulled a Hogan, and we pulled plenty of one-on-ones from this product, but that might be one of our nicest ones so far. Wow, that is very nice. This one, I would imagine, and again, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the prices. I have some of the recent comps from the past 2 weeks on my phone over here. We're going to be talking about those in a sec. If I had to guess, based off of some of the other comps, this is probably a $400 to $500 card, if not more. But this right here should pay for a box on its own. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got today. A couple of one-on-ones, several one-on-ones. Some Austin. It's only 6 names, so not a diverse cast of wrestlers. Could they have gone up to 9? Could they have thrown in Kenny Omega? Yes. Could they have thrown in maybe Bret Hart? Yes. I could see 3 more legends being added, maybe go up to 9 or 10. Ric Flair, mythical one-on-one as well. Dwayne Johnson to 2. I was just happy with that for the PC. And then our 3 autos today. That was a really good case. Ric Flair to 5, Hogan 1 of 1, and MJF. So before we get out of here, I do want to discuss the market, kind of do a deep dive of what we've seen for this product. You know, the price tag is $475 to $500 a box, which is expensive for the wrestling trading card community. That puts it on par with like Immaculate from last year, which is now up over $700. And Impeccable as well, I believe last year came out at $400 to $500 as well. And that one, you can't even find cases of Impeccable. New Impeccable comes out on March 29th this year, pre-selling for $1,000 a box. First off the line, I believe, is actually this week. But let's go ahead. I do have some comps right here that I want to talk about. So the biggest card in the product was hit on release day. I think it was actually hit the day before release day, and that was the Mount Rushmore Super Prismatic Quad Autograph of Hogan, Flair, Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, and Flair Quad Auto, and that sold at auction for $8,400. Unfortunately, it was not paid for, so it got relisted, and then a best offer was accepted, confirmed sale at $6,500, and that was about 13x the cost of a box, and that was the top card, the top chase in the product, one of the top chases. I think that one was probably number 1. So $6,500 has been the top sale from this. Some other top sales, we have the Rock Superfractor 101 Auto. There's, I believe, 6 different ones of that. 4 have sold, 4K, 3,400, 2824, and 2950. So around $3,000, that is about 6x the cost of a box if you pull a Rock 1 of 1 auto. Another top sale that I saw was a Hogan Stallone 1 of 1 for $1,700. And then some other higher end things that I've seen sold. The Rock non-auto super. So actually there was a similar comp to this card right here, and that was at $700. A Ric Flair 1 of 1 auto with the Nature Boy inscription sold for $425. The Flair 1990 Super sold for $425. The Cena 1 of 1s, a Cena 1 of 1 Super Prismatic, because there is a bunch of them, sold for $90 at auction, which is just a silly comp. I think that's like a $300 card. I think that tells us that these cards are better off being put up for best offer and not auction, because from what I saw, the best offers typically, the cards that sold for best offer typically got what I would expect them to. The ones that sold for auction sold for far too low, and I've seen a bunch of base cards, like the, just kind of some of the base you get, like the MJFs and the Hogans. I've seen people put these up for auction, and the auctions are pretty much underperforming from what I've seen. Some other autos that I saw, Stone Cold 101 auto sold for $425. Hogan Flair 101 Blue Ice dual auto sold for $411. Hogan Blue Ice did $335. A Cena Superfractor 1 of 1 auto sold for $154. Once again at auction. I just can't recommend that you put up auctions for these. for these. I think best offer is the way to go. And then some of the mythical one-of-ones, MJF mythical 101 auto for 110 bucks. Flair autos are doing 90 and up. Multiple have sold of those. The Flair non-autos are also doing 100 bucks, which makes no sense. It kind of tells you that the market is all out of whack. I think we hit one, did we? Yeah. So the mythicals are really, really interesting because I think there's 14 different mythicals. They all have a different mythical creature. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Leprechaun. I think there's a Narwhal. So kind of fun, kind of quirky. Doesn't really make sense in the scope of wrestling, but what really makes sense in the scope of wrestling. I'm not a big fan of these mythical 101s. I would have preferred they've done more like a downtown, like a faux downtown, and kind of had like, Charlotte or, all the cities maybe that they won championships in. Something like that would have been cool, more wrestling themed. But one of these had sold for $100, and then the auto sold for like 20 bucks more, which tells you that the market is totally out of whack. Some Hogan non-auto mythicals have sold in the $50 to $60 range. Rock non-autos have sold everywhere from $50 to $300, which tells me that the market has no clue what these things are worth. And then finally, Cena non-autos I've seen do $50 to $100 on the mythical 101s. In terms of some of like the greens to 5, so I looked up a lot of the green. I think the green, because you usually get like 1 or 2 per box, is a pretty decent, check the comps, kind of gives you a feel for what everything is selling for if you can get a range down on the greens. The Rocks are outperforming all of the other 5 wrestlers, so the Rocks are doing anywhere from 30 to, I saw as high as 75 bucks. Just depends. I think it just depends on the pose for these, like, for example, if you're a Ric Flair collector, which card would you rather have? Like a prime Ric Flair or like Ric Flair wearing a suit? I would rather have this card. So it really is heavily dependent on the design and what the card is. But the Rocks have sold anywhere from 30 to 75 bucks. The other wrestlers in the set specifically for the greens to 5 are selling for anywhere from $9. I've saw as low as $9 at auction, all the way up to 30 to 40 bucks. So, you are getting 7 cards per box. Usually, in most boxes, you get 5 base cards that are all 10 or less. You usually see a 101 right before your auto, or a really, really, really nice one like the, what are they called? Like Starlights or what? I can't remember the name of it. It's either a 101 or it's a really, really nice base card. And those are selling anywhere from 50 to all the way up to, several $100s. And then your autos, most autos are selling anywhere from, like, the worst ones, the MJFs to 5, for example, are selling for like 80 bucks. And then of course you can hit a monster, which sells for, like a Rock auto, you're going to make 3K or on up. And then, or a 101 Hogan or something like that, you're going to make, 400 and up. So in terms of the singles market on this one, I do think that the product has remained steady. My kind of general outtake has just been people have no clue what to price these things at. The amount of 101s being so plentiful, and there being so many different 101 mythical autos, mythical non-autos, just different super prismatics, things of that nature, definitely kind of drives the overall value of the 101s down. So I think collectors of the high-end spectrum of this one have really kind of figured out the 101s that they want versus maybe the 101s that they don't necessarily want. So there's kind of been a hierarchy established of like, okay, here's the real 101s, and here's just kind of the, it's a Leaf 101, So a card like this, obviously, much, much more desirable than like a card like this. And had they both been Rocks, so a better comparison, I guess, would have been, had we hit, this card and a Rock Acetate 101, this one would be worth several times more than had this been the Rock. So I do think that the high-end market is correct for the most part in terms of the value of the cards. I do think that once you get down to the $100 to $200 range, it gets a little more muddy, especially with like the non-auto counterparts selling for like just under the autograph counterparts. Like, I think there should be a bigger gap there. Like a Ric Flair mythical 101 auto should sell for like, maybe a couple $100, and then the non-auto should sell for like $100, and we're not seeing that separation. And then once you get down even lower, under like the $50 mark, I've seen like Rocks red to 5, or Rock red is to like 10 or whatever, the silvers to 10, sell for as much as a green to 5. So really, once you get down there, it's super muddy and it doesn't make a lot of sense. You can look at a bunch of numbers and it really doesn't make sense. So my best recommendation is, you know, if you've hopped in some breaks, if you've ripped a personal box of this and you're deciding whether or not, you know, you're going to sell your cards or keep your cards, definitely put them up for best offer. I think that the people who have put them up for best offer generally have gotten the higher prices, and that the lower comps have almost all been auction exclusively. That is going to be my time for today. I'm a big nerd. I just talked about wrestling for about 20 minutes. So that is going to be my time for today. What do you guys think of this product now that we're, you know, we're 2 to 3 weeks into a very, very high-end wrestling release, which in the past there weren't a whole lot of high-end wrestling releases. You know, back before Panini had the license, we had things like Topps Undisputed and Transcendent. And then with Panini, we had a couple of high-end releases so far in Immaculate and Impeccable. We have Impeccable coming on up, which is going to be not the most expensive Panini box to date, because the first off the line for 2022 Prism FOTL sold out for $1,062. I know that because I got a case at Floor, and then it cratered in value, and they were being offered by like Blowout for like $400 a box, and now they've risen back up to like $800. So I follow that one pretty extensively. But Impeccable is going to be $1,000 a box. It looks like that is the current pre-sale for that one, about double the cost of this product. So sound off. Let me know what you think about this product and what you think about high-end wrestling cards in general and these high-end sets that we are starting to see. Do you think that the market warrants it? Do you think that the product on this one was too high? Like, what do you think about Leaf Metal Wrestling a couple weeks in, now that we've seen the product, we've had time with the product, and we've seen a bunch of cases ripped? How do you feel about this one? That is my time for today, and I will catch you on the road to WrestleMania.